All right, welcome to the next episode of The American Dream, a show centered around real estate, lifestyle, and neighborhoods. Joining me is our guest co-host, Seth O'Byrne from HGTV. Good to have you, man. So we're talking some real estate and the entrepreneurial spirit today.
It's really exciting to see how different cities all over the country are responding to this huge economy that we're experiencing.
Well, that's exactly what's happening today. We're taking segments from LA, San Francisco, Vegas, even I think Omaha.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha. So let's go ahead and dive into these segments and start the American Dream right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about this show? It's totally unscripted.
Welcome back to the show. Today's national storyline is about that entrepreneurial spirit. But before we dive into that, all housing markets are local, so we're going to dive into some backyards, some cool neighborhoods all across the country.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because as a real estate agent for almost 20 years now, I'll be the first to attest that what happens in our local city oftentimes is way different than what's happening on the national scale. So one of the things I love about the American Dream TV is we really give a lot of value to the local voice.
You got to know what's happening in your own backyard, so let's start the local segments right now.
Another beautiful day in San Diego, Chad. Downtown, another beautiful luxury building.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Today we're here at the Grand, which is two separate towers, the Grand North and the Grand South.
Okay.
And I absolutely love these 39-story Aqua Azul towers. They're so cool. As you look up, you can see just all the corners. Like every residence here has so many corners, so it really makes the space feel so large and just like it doesn't end because it's all glass. You're gonna love the views when we get in there.
Yeah, just looking up, I'm like,
Right.
my head has to go back to see the top.
And so they're pretty much identical, right? With just some minor differences inside. But 221 residences ranging from 899 square foot one bedrooms up to 1,944 square foot two bedrooms. One of the best options in the Columbia District for sure. So there's townhomes that run along the front and kind of break the street up from the common areas.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna love the pool here. 80-foot lap pool, it's awesome. So let's go in, we'll check everything out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so airy and white and beautiful in here, right when you walk through the door.
Yeah, that's one of the wonderful things about high-rises. You've got all these amazing windows. So here's what's great about the Grand. This particular condo is about an average size two-bedroom condo, 1,335 square feet, right? Okay. But in this building, there's some really, really good floor plans. So the one bedroom, as an example, is 899 square feet, but it's one bedroom, 1.5 bath. So think about it. You're having guests over and you live in a 1-1 and they want to go to the restroom and they're like marching right into your master bedroom to go use the restroom. So, I mean, as you can see here, just kind of standing here, like we've literally got views like 270 degrees.
Yeah, right? 360 views all the way around. This is incredible.
Yeah, so you're gonna get, like typical of the Grand, you're gonna get floor-to-ceiling windows, which is fantastic, hard surface flooring. Many of the properties now, because the building was built in 2004, have been updated. So updated lighting, maybe updated flooring, updated kitchens, but very, very thoughtfully designed floor plans. Very intelligent spaces. One of my favorite buildings downtown for sure.
Yeah, I love seeing this actually unfurnished because when you have a space like this, there's little things that I know I pay attention to. There's number of outlets, so you can put your TV wherever you want. Sometimes you're focused on like, I can only put my TV on this wall, I can only put my couch here. But they give you opportunities to put anything wherever you want.
Yeah, the space isn't predefined, right? Sometimes you walk into a space and it's set up the way it is and you can't really see it any other way. So while I do love having properties staged, sometimes when they're not staged, it kind of gives you an open canvas to kind of paint your own picture, so to speak, of how you would live.
Even as we talk right now, I can feel the beautiful breeze from outside with this view that is breathtaking.
Yeah, isn't this amazing? So we're on the north half of the building. Okay. So your views are straight west, Point Loma, Pacific Beach, La Jolla, and then all the way around to the east towards Balboa Park.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing. Now this same floor plan's on the other side. So you would see back across downtown towards Coronado and then south towards Coronado and the tip of Point Loma.
So it sounds like either way you're winning.
You're winning, you're winning. Great views, tons of windows, tons of light. It's fantastic. So, I mean, think about it. You're hanging out in your condo, you're bored, whatever, like you want to go down and relax. Here we go. 80-foot lap pool, heated year-round, giant whirlpool spa. I mean, amazing areas to just relax, entertain, fire pits, barbecues. You, family, friends, kids, grandkids, the whole 9 yards. Perfect.
Yes.
And you don't take care of a thing.
Sign me up.
And there's so much more. I mean, outside of this beautiful outdoor space you've got here that's very resort style, you've got a sauna and a steam, so go in and heat your body up, take care of yourself, a little health, fitness center, get in there, get the heart rate up, get going. Great fitness center, newer equipment, everything there. And then the rec room here, if you go into the community room, they remodeled the Grand North about a year ago, and the Grand South just recently, and the rec room here is phenomenal. Feels like a hotel, amazing space. Even has a tap for beer, 80-inch TV, like, wait till you see it, it's amazing.
Luxury living, San Diego living, having everything at your fingertips. Sounds like the Grand gives you that grand lifestyle.
Perfect mix of everything. Luxury, relaxation, invitational for family, friends. It doesn't get much better than this.
I don't think it does.
Seth, HGTV, Hot Properties, top realtor here in San Diego. When people say all housing markets are local, what does that mean to you?
You know, what it means is, you know, our real estate market is really made up of our economy, right? So, you know, do we have jobs? Do we have an expanding economy? What's the, you know, the educational system? What's the collegiate system like? So I think that, you know, when you look at a real estate market, it's more a reflection of what's going on in that city than what's going on in the country.
What's so awesome about this country is all these different cities are so culturally diverse with everything you just talked about. So let's go to the next local segment, see what's going on in your neighborhood.
Hey, we're John and Melissa Steele here with Team Steele San Diego Homes. Today we are in Grossmont Center with Vegan in San Diego, first Friday night market. We're with Carly here. Tell us a little bit about tonight's event and how you got started.
Yeah, so tonight we're celebrating First Friday Night Market. It's the first Friday of every month, and the event runs from 5 to 10, so it has that nighttime feel. And we're located in beautiful La Mesa, so the weather's perfect, and it's gonna be a great time. So we have an all-vegan lineup of vendors. We have, I think, 25 vendors tonight.
Wow.
Trying to represent a good variety of cultural food, and we have sweets and drinks and great music and goods. So it's going to be a great event.
Awesome.
Amazing.
I'm already looking forward to the food for sure.
I know that he is, for sure. What compelled you to start the first Friday night market? So this event, we got a great opportunity. There was an existing market and they wanted to try out doing it all vegan. So once they saw how successful it was, they knew for sure that we wanted to continue. Some things shifted around and we had to relocate to Grossmont Center, but we're so glad that we did because we were able to expand 3 times our size, have about 3 times the attendees, and it's been a great opportunity for us to grow and just get better.
That's awesome. I mean, speaking of expansion, veganism has obviously grown a lot in recent years. How have you seen that kind of shift, you know, in your world?
Yeah, I've definitely noticed the growth, especially in San Diego. When I first started vegan in San Diego about 5 years ago, I had a list and I think it was maybe 10 or 20 restaurants that were fully vegan, and now we've doubled that, and there's pop-ups. The number of businesses that are offering vegan options has grown exponentially as well.
That's amazing. So what is the ultimate goal with Vegan in San Diego and the first Friday night market?
So we just want this event to get bigger and better. First Friday night market, we want it to sustain its attendee numbers, and so far they've just been growing, so that's great. We're on the right track. And for Vegan in San Diego, one of our long-term goals was to produce a full-scale vegan festival, and that's coming in April 2020. It's going to be our first time producing that event, and so far it's shaping up to be really awesome. We're going to have about 80 vendors, and that's going to be down on the waterfront in downtown San Diego, so we'll get to pop up and make vegan food more accessible in a different location in San Diego County.
That's amazing. For any of the viewers, do you already have the dates for that event?
Yeah, that's April 5th. It's a Sunday.
Awesome.
Fantastic. I'm going to have to mark my calendar because I know that we're going to want to be there.
Yeah. And how many people are you expecting tonight, with it growing so much?
Tonight, it's always a guess, but we have had consistent numbers between 1,500 and 2,500.
Wow.
So hopefully closer to that 2,500 number because we've been growing and adding more vendors as we can.
That's
amazing.
And if someone wants to find out more about Vegan in San Diego, the first Friday night market, where can they go?
We have all the information on our website, so veganinsandiego.com. We also have an Instagram and a Facebook page, both as Vegan in San Diego and as First Friday Night Market, so it's easy to find it there. And we have web pages for all of our events, so you can find more information about each event too.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Well, I'm super excited to check out the festival tonight and enjoy some good food.
I'm super excited to eat.
John's always excited to eat. Let's check it out.
Maybe we can make base camp on the sofa. I don't really wanna leave this paradise. No, let a bottle of rosé remote control us. Baby, you and me can get lazy for the whole night. 'Cause every time we touch in slow motion. We ain't got to rush, got nowhere to go. Swimming in your love, as deep as the ocean. You're luxurious, straight down to the bone. You don't need nothing but a t-shirt. So put your dress right back in reverse.
Thank you so much for joining us at the Vegan in San Diego First Friday Market. The food, it was exceptional. The ambiance and environment, so good.
If you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, the first Friday of the month, you definitely have to check it out. You will not be disappointed.
Absolutely, and the food is delicious.
I've been selling homes in the Poway School District for the last 20 years. I'm used to people moving here just to get their kids into good schools. But about 6 years ago, the school built a concept school for kindergarten through 8th grade. Families have been moving into specific neighborhoods just to get a lottery ticket for a chance for their children to come to this school. The school's Design 39. I want to know what they're doing that's so special. We're going to go talk to Principal Joe Repelding and find out just that. Hey Joe, thanks a lot for joining us today. Give us a little history on how Design 39 came to be.
Yeah, there was a call out from the superintendent, changed the way we do school, changed the way we do business.
Okay.
And the first principal, I came in year 2. She was released for a year with 5 other teachers. So they kind of got that opportunity to go out and do some R&D, see schools all around the country, really.
Okay.
Went to Google, Amazon, all different places to understand what school might look like.
Who's eligible? Is it a public school, charter school? How does it work?
Great that you ask. It's a public school. We have to say that twice because it's not a charter school. It's a public school, free for every student. It's now open to the entirety of Poway Unified School District. We do have our local families in the CFDs, the Community Facilities District.
Right.
85% of the seats go to them and 15% of the seats go to folks outside the CFD.
I get a lot of people who move here. We get fairly far in negotiating for a house and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go register to Design 39. I'm like, time out, you're not getting in there in this neighborhood, we gotta go over here. They'll drop the house, go to another house. Why? What are you doing?
We're first appreciative that people want to come to Poway Unified. Great district.
Right,
We're also proud of the work that we do here. Our motto is life ready, thought leaders, elevating humanity. So this idea of impact, that our students can be able to create their own businesses, that they're gonna have this agency. And that's what they want for their kids. They see that students' ability to navigate ambiguity. It's not super structured, but there's enough structure. Our kids can read, they can write.
That's what I was gonna ask. I talked about
But they have no business being in business if our kids aren't creative, have that entrepreneurial mindset. Here's kind of the tail of the tape. The high school teachers across the street are asking to send their kids here. Here's the reason. They said, yeah, at the typical middle school in our school, they come up, they're ready to learn.
Yeah.
But there's something curious about a Design 39 kid. And it's really around this agency. They kind of challenge status quo. There's these things that kids, you just can't necessarily teach in a structured classroom. So they're wanting that for their kids. Yes, they have the same GPA as everyone else, but they have this collaborative
something
mindset.
else.
Yeah.
This seems like you're more like getting away from rote learning and more of a what are you interested in, what do you go in, and that's what the parents seem to love.
Yeah, they want to find their purpose, right? And what is it that I'm good at? What do I also know that I'm not good at? And how do I collaborate around a team to ensure that we can design something that's awesome?
I found that you're great for a lot of students. Where do you think the weakness is? Where do you think if you're talking to a parent, the student might not thrive in this environment?
That's interesting when you say that, like what kid maybe
Right.
this is kind of where you're getting, maybe what kid does this not work for?
Right.
We've actually found that it works for really, like, because we have kids from every end of the spectrum.
Right.
It might be more what parent does it not work for.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
because parents have a mindset around the school they went to. And so they have a set, like, I'm successful. Why would you change the way I learned? And so when they start to see that this is not their education, this is kind of a new way of accessing the curriculum, a new way of having hands-on experiential. So that's really helpful to parents once they get into the space and they get the opportunity to tour and to see what our students are engaging in, that they have a lot of agency.
Okay, so what's next? What are you excited about? What's on the roadmap?
Yeah, we just did a pitch to the superintendent and cabinet board members. We're looking at the thing that parents are asking for. What is high school going to look like? Hopefully have some partnerships with the local colleges, so maybe some automatic acceptance to those colleges, creating a new opportunity for kids where it's not just based on the grades.
Is that been approved yet, or is it still kind of we're pitching it?
Proof of concept, so we're hoping to get more access and opportunity to investigate it. We have a big scout team of parents. We have 1,200 kids here.
Right.
So clearly there's a
market.
market.
There's a market for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Really impressed with what you're doing here. It's progressive. It's a huge draw. I see it as a huge draw just for the neighborhood, and keep it up.
You know, it's great to see all the local stories all over America. American Dream TV is so good at sharing the local stories. But our national show today, actually, Craig, is about business.
Well, our story in itself has been an entrepreneurial journey. We're not owned by a network. We've trailblazed into all of these cities where we highlight these stories. And today, I think we're starting off with LA.
LA, and it's actually a tech company that's serving as a nonprofit, which is cool because they're not only doing well, but they're also doing good. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, Felix Fuchs here with American Dream TV, and today we're standing in the middle of Santa Monica. I figured what better way to come into the new year after the holiday season than bring you to Giving. Giving is a tech company that provides help to nonprofit organizations. Let's go check them out. Tell me a little bit more about yourself and Giving.
There's a serious problem with the nonprofit sector, which is the cost, labor, and time of starting and running a nonprofit is very, very prohibitive for most people. The cost is very high, the labor is extraordinary, and the time is very, very long for most people. So some people have enough money, but they don't want to wait the time. Some people have enough time, but they don't have enough money. A lot of people are priced out of the social good infrastructure, if you will. Of course. And Giving is a proprietary SaaS, software as a service platform that partners with Giving.org, which is a 501c3 nonprofit vehicle, to allow any individual or corporation to instantly, in 60 seconds, start, run, and operate a 501c3 nonprofit project.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, and we're the only company in the world that does it at this scale and this level of infrastructure and this quick. We're helping thousands of people start their nonprofits, like Richard Branson, Miley Cyrus, Rick Fox, Val Kilmer, Una Chaplin, and on and on and on.
Can you tell me more about Giving.org? I believe that's the actual physical nonprofit that you guys have, right?
Yeah, Giving.org is a nonprofit which I actually started and was the first CEO and president of. And Giving.org is to democratize philanthropy. And so what we do is basically raise philanthropic dollars and distribute them out to a wide variety of projects in order to allow people to access philanthropic infrastructure.
So you basically are the LegalZoom for nonprofit organizations.
If LegalZoom took 60 seconds and provided you a massive digital infrastructure, yes.
I was actually at one of your events recently with, I think Emmanuel Kelly was performing there, right?
Yep.
So that was a fundraiser, right? So what exactly was that fundraiser for?
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of celebrity clients and we throw fundraisers for them because they're fun and we have a good time. Earlier this year, we did a fundraiser for Val Kilmer. And then earlier this year, we also did another fundraiser for Emmanuel Kelly, who's one of our clients. And we had Snoop Dogg come and perform and DJ the event. And we had Chris Martin from Coldplay also do a private performance at the event.
This was a set I was going to do at the Fire Festival, but it all went
Tell me other people that basically are kind of geared for this kind of venture from a giving perspective.
Sure. So, I mean, anyone who wants to do something good, the vast majority of these people are priced out of this infrastructure. It's too expensive, it's too costly, it's too time consuming. And so we've lowered the barriers by about 98% to the cost, labor, and time of starting and running a nonprofit project. Anyone basically who wants to do something good for their community, whether it's local, whether it's international, transnational, whether it's interstate, it doesn't matter.
So where do you see giving in the next 3 to 5, 10 years?
We are generating real substantive impact on the ground, and my goal is to grow that to be the company, the organization. When you think of impact and you think of making the world a better place, you think of giving.
So not only are you a friend, you're actually a client of mine. Last night I had a conversation with the agent that we were talking about the space that you guys wanted for your new office location.
Okay.
And the cool thing is that they agreed to everything that we wanted.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right?
Really?
I'm not kidding. So there you go, live.
Wow.
This wasn't scripted by any means.
The agent of the year, and it wasn't scripted. I honestly didn't know. And I asked him when I got here, any news, and he played it so cool. He's like, nah, I haven't heard it.
Dom, thank you so very much. I appreciate it once again. What you're doing is genuinely amazing. I look forward to seeing what giving has to offer.
It's a pleasure working with you. Thanks for inviting me today.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to our new office.
Giving, tech company, philanthropy, nonprofit, amazing overall company. Check it out. I'm Felix Fuchs with American Dream TV. Catch you on the next one.
That's a great story coming out of Los Angeles. And now we're going to go up to the East Bay, focusing on a family-run business. Craig, I know that your family ran a business, right?
I love the mom and pop stories, right? This is where business started and where there's a great story. So you're going to get a good one here today out of East Bay in California.
All right, let's check it out.
Look across the street for Superflex.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Doing okay.
I'm Antonia Quanstrom, and I grew up here in Walnut Creek, as does Sharon Vanny, and this is my friend Emily. And we are local realtors, and we're here to show The American Dream, which is a television show, a little bit about your shop. Is that okay?
Sure.
And these are my partners and dear friends, Sharon Vanny and Emily Howard.
Hello.
Hello. And I really wanted to take them to this super cool shop in downtown Walnut Creek. The name of the shop is Ming Kwang, and it has been around here for literally 50 years. It's a very cool shop, extremely eclectic, has a ton of history, and more than its history is a phenomenal story of the owner, Nona. Is Nona in?
Yes, she is.
Oh, cool.
Right in the back.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Nona, how are you? I'm Antonia.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and thank you for letting us talk to you today about your store and the history behind it and your journey.
Ming Kwang means radiant light. It's named after the Chinese girls' orphanage where I was living, where I was raised, which was not in China, but here in Los Gatos and Oakland. I found out that I was going to run a 60-type store, and I go, whoa. Wow. It was, was I ready for this, or was Walnut Creek ready for this? And this book represents 50 years, this one in the middle.
The anniversary, born on the 8th.
And so it tells about it here. Why did we pick Walnut Creek? Only because my husband worked out here as a teacher.
Oh.
In the Mount Diablo School District. So I was able to, on weekends, go around Berkeley and look at all the stores, and I go, oh, people, how nice. I like the way they arrange this and that.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon, I'm running a store. Like Berkeley. In fact, we were Merchant of the Month once, and it says, forget Berkeley, shop at Ming Kwang.
In Walnut Creek, baby.
Yeah. My husband started out as a coffee house. It was called the Melting Pot. But someone across the street had the fondue.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so we changed it to Ming Kwang after the orphanage. But it evolved from a coffee house a year later into a store.
Wow.
Because the rent had to be paid.
Ah.
So I came to the rescue.
What are some of your fond memories of running this shop in Walnut Creek?
Well, I guess Joe DiMaggio came in here once upon a time. And other celebrities have come in.
What has it been like operating the store and working here and all that stuff?
Well, it's been good. And I graduated in '72 from Ignacio Valley High School. Came down here to do a summer job and thought like, okay, I'll do it for the summer, that'll be fun. And then it just kind of kept going and going and going. And I was actually making more money doing this than I was probably working and trying to go to college and stuff like that. So I gave up DVC to do this full time.
Wow.
How do I know what to buy for the store? I really don't know until I go to the show and I see something, I go, oh, I bet my customers would like that. And that's how it happens.
Cool.
I think you like this one.
This is the one I want to buy.
Okay, so the bamboo. A good
Do you know what this says?
It says, buy me, buy me.
Oh, gosh. See you later on our next episode of the American Dream TV.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Team Antonia.
Craig, are we done? Doing it?
So we were practicing our poker face.
Guys, this is a really fun segment we have coming up because we're actually talking about poker, hence the reason.
Poker face, was it good?
Yeah, I thought it was decent.
I was bluffing.
This is going to be a really cool story about poker, of course, out of Las Vegas.
It's got only in Vegas.
You wanna throw to the segment?
Sure, let's go to the next segment. Vegas, talking about poker.
Bill Gaylord here with the American Dream, and I am here with power player Cora Shear of the Shear team at Realty One Group. And Cora, I have to tell you, I was so excited when you said, Bill, we're gonna have a really fun day today. I go, well, why? And tell me why I'm gonna have so much fun.
Well, first of all, we're in the northwest side of town and we're at $1 million listing. I am so honored to be able to feature my seller. His name is Jack Effel, and a lot of people don't know Jack, but they will when we're finished.
They will, won't they? Should we go find Jack?
Yes, let's go find Jack.
Let's go find him.
Okay. So Bill, I told you we were going to have a very special guest today, and this is Jack Effel. He is the vice president of the World Series of Poker, and also, better yet, he's the seller of the house.
I was so excited to come here, Jack. I wanted to learn all about your story, but I'd be curious, how did you get into it, and really, what's the history of you with the World Series of Poker?
You know, really, it was kind of some, wrong turns and all of those things. No, actually, I've spent the better part of the last 20 years, around the casino and poker business. I had aspirations as a teenager working in a casino. And when I turned 21, as anyone who kind of has those dreams, I started out as a dealer, worked my way up, supervisor, manager. As I was in college and working on my degrees and finishing up, this weird thing happened with the poker boom, right? And all of a sudden, poker exploded. They were looking for people to, expand World Series of Poker, to then, figure out who was going to help with this, big thing they had that was called the World Series of Poker.
So that became the big thing.
That became the big thing. Yeah, the big thing. That's exactly right, and that's kind of how it all happened for me. Poker is a hard way to make an easy living, right?
So Jack, you've told me that there's a lot of memories you have with this house here. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
You know, this is a very special house, and you know, my wife fell in love with this house, Alicia. When she saw it, she just knew that this was the one, and I remember walking through it the first time, and you know, our family was much bigger at the time, and over the last 4 years, you know, we've built a lot of memories, but what I can tell you about it is that it is everything you could ever want in a house. I mean, there's a master suite downstairs, there's a master suite upstairs. The downstairs is a next generation, so if you want to have people coming in from out of town or your in-laws, the perfect place downstairs. The entertainment living room downstairs is perfect with the surround sound to watch your movies, and the kitchen is big enough to cook and entertain for as many people as you can imagine. The pool has entertained 20, 30 people at a time here. We've just had some really great memories over the last few years since we've been here. It's a very special house, and I think that whoever gets this house is going to, you know, is going to love it. Absolutely. Yeah, this is just amazing.
Gorgeous house. Thank you so much for allowing us to be able to show it.
I'll tell you what, Jack was so entertaining. I could sit there and listen to him all day long.
I think we could have went on for another couple of hours, and we're just so happy to have the beautiful house that he has and be able to meet him. I'm so lucky that you got to do that.
Absolutely, and the World Series of Poker is part of the American dream.
It sure is.
And so is this house, correct?
Yes, yes.
Well, thanks so much. Can't wait for our next adventure, Cora.
I'm ready.
All right, I love this one because I'm a Midwest guy. This is taking us out to Omaha, where we're talking about small businesses with big stories. How important is small business to real estate?
It's everything. You know, I find that the highest earners, the most optimistic people in the community, the people that are really pushing forward neighborhoods are the small business owners. They really are the fabric of not just the real estate economy, but America.
Yeah, let's go to Omaha, Nebraska and check it out.
From small businesses to Fortune 500 companies, Omaha continues to be a hub for economic growth. Today, we are going to talk to two business owners, one that works from home and an entrepreneur, and the second, a large company who also started from their home, and we're going to see how Omaha has helped them out. Now we are at the home of Carolyn Sutton and her PR company. Let's go inside and see where she works. We are now inside Carolyn's home, which also is her business. So Carolyn, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, so I own Carolyn Sutton PR. I've owned it for 10 years now, and we moved from a larger market to Omaha about 7 years ago, and it has been awesome for my business and for my family. We love Omaha, and it gives us an opportunity to grow my business here locally, but also on a national level. The Omaha community is looking for strong PR firm to help them grow their businesses, which is what I'm here to do. And being able to work from home keeps me extremely efficient. It keeps my family a priority, and it helps me grow my business from a national level as well.
Now we are in one of Carolyn's favorite workspaces, her kitchen. So Carolyn, tell us a little bit about your flow, especially in the mornings in the kitchen, and also just how Omaha has really helped you grow your business.
Absolutely. In my business, it's super important for me to stay up on the news, whether it's newspaper or TV. So in the morning, I like to start off here with my coffee, go through my newspapers, catch up on some of the national TV shows that are happening. The kitchen itself is such a big, bright workspace, and it inspires me to keep going. And in Omaha, you have 4 seasons. So whether it's sunny outside, whether it's snowing, it always kind of keeps me warm in here and kicks off my day to a great start.
So the neighborhood here offers so many different types of homes and lots of variety in the different rooms they have. And I think when you saw this property, you knew this was going to be a great workspace for you.
Absolutely. Our family is growing, and we wanted to find a house that was going to grow with us in the long term, which also meant that I needed my own separate office space. So when we walked through this house, this room really spoke to me. It's bright, it's inspiring, I can see all areas of outside. It really immediately was like, this is going to be my office space.
Well, thank you, Carolyn, for joining us. I really appreciate it, and we're so proud of all you've done growing your business from home. And now we're gonna go check out another business who they actually started in their home as well, but have grown it to such a large company and such a fun environment that their employees actually don't wanna go home. Now we are at Builder Trend, which is one of Omaha's fastest growing companies, over 500 employees that started with 3 guys in their basement. Dan, one of the co-founders, is one of those 3 guys, and we're gonna go talk to him inside. Let's go. Now we are with one of the co-founders, Dan Houghton. And Dan, tell us a little bit about how you started this business and how it's just grown into such a mega producing company.
Yeah, so we are actually about to start our 14th year of business, which is pretty wild. Wow. So I was in my early to mid 20s when we started this company. I started with 2 of my really good friends. And our goal was to solve a problem that we saw in the construction industry. And so if you think about somebody that's building a home or doing any kind of construction project, there's this miscommunication that goes on in the project. So we're helping our clients manage their business, communicate with people, and so it started with 3 of us, and now there's 550 of us here, so it's pretty wild.
So businesses like this are really attracting people not only from Omaha to stay and thrive here, but also you're attracting people and bringing it into the Omaha community to work, which is great for our city.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I think, Omaha is one of those places that you need a reason to come here in a lot of cases, but it's, once you get here, you really find out what makes the city great, and it's the music scene, it's the restaurant scene, it's affordability, it's a great place to raise a family, and so we have been seeing a larger increase as our footprint's gotten larger and people know more about our company. We're recruiting people from the East Coast to the West Coast. We're getting a lot of boomerangs. So, maybe somebody was from central Nebraska, moved away, and now they want to get back closer to home. So we're catching a lot of those folks.
Well, thank you, Dan, for letting us tour your amazing facility and the way it's been growing. Where do you see the growth for you in the next, say, 10 or 15 years?
Well, that's a long way out, but we are really a people-driven business. So, we obviously make a product, but we can't make that product without people. So, our focus is going to continue to build this team and grow and build better products for our customers, and hopefully, if we continue to do what we've been doing the last 5 or 10 years, we should be in pretty good shape the next 5 or 10 years.
Awesome. Well, we're proud to have you here in Omaha, and we love what you do for our community.
Thank you. All right.
Well, that was a fun way to wrap up this episode of The American Dream. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.
Well, that was a lot of fun today talking about the entrepreneurial spirit. Seth, did you have fun for our collective 2 minutes and 17 seconds on the show today?
Yeah, I drank all my fake coffee.
Hope you enjoyed today's show. Look, we created this thing as entrepreneurs ourselves to bring real stories about neighborhoods, lifestyle, and culture. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you for following us, not only on the show, but on social media. And of course, cheers the American Dream, and we'll see you next week.